Hello, welcome to Nationwide on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority. We're reaching you live from Abuja. I am Ronke Kolawole. The All Progressive Congress APC has condemned the charade being presented as the inauguration of new state houses of assembly in Edo and Bauchi states. National Publicity Secretary of the party, Larry Issa Onilu, in a statement described as illegal and embarrassing a situation where 11 lawmakers in the 31-member Bauchi State House of Assembly and 9 lawmakers in the 24-member Edo State House of Assembly were secretly inaugurated and purportedly elected principal officers behind closed doors. The statement assured that as a party committed to higher ideals, it will use all democratic means necessary to ensure that the right thing is done. The party therefore calls on the governors of Edo and Bauchi State to urgently do the needful by issuing a proper letter of proclamation to allow for the lawful inauguration of the respective State House of Assembly and subsequent election of presiding officers in a transparent manner. In the meantime, some groups of armed bandits terrorizing people in Zamfara State have indicated readiness to lay down their weapons and embrace peace. Commissioner of Police, Zamfara State Command, made this known at a meeting with officials of the vigilante groups from across the 14 local government areas of the state as part of the ongoing peace initiative. Jamilu Ibrahim has more.
Members of the outlawed group NSAK and those of the vigilante in Zamfara State are often accused of engaging in extrajudicial killings of suspected bandits, the problem widely identified as responsible for the escalation of reprisal attacks across the state. Zamfara State Commissioner of Police Usman Nogogo convened a meeting with officials of the groups from all the 40 local government areas of the state as part of the ongoing effort to revive the collapsed peace initiative of the state government. Issues considered as hindrance to the success of the peace deal were extensively discussed at the meeting. Leaders of the groups who described the initiative as a welcome development which they will support wholeheartedly, however, stressed the need for absolute sincerity from all the parties involved in the implementation of the peace deal.
Every time the President government is challenging us, NSAK and vigilante, there is important secret that we are going to deliver to the security agents.
Zamfara State Commissioner of Police Usman Nagogo said contact has been established with some of the bandits.
We have started the negotiation. In fact, there are some part in Zamfara where attack has stopped, and they have fought to express their readiness, in fact, to start surrendering their arms if the process that has been started is carried out to the latter.
We'll even call the other side so that to discuss with them as we discussed today, inshallah.
Similar meeting with some other critical stakeholders in the peace process is scheduled to hold soonest. In Gusau, Jamilu Ibrahim, NTA News.
To all the news now, members of the National Economic Council have been tasked to fashion out effective strategies towards lifting the less privileged Nigerians out of poverty and secure the nation's future for sustainable growth and development. President Muhammadu Buhari, who threw the challenge while inaugurating the National Economic Council, said paying special attention to issues of security, education, health, and agriculture is critical towards guaranteeing a peaceful and prosperous Nigeria. Status correspondent Adam Sambo reports.
With the Vice President as chairman, the National Economic Council, which has 36 state governors and some key federal government appointees as members, has a constitutional mandate to advise the President on economic policies, planning and implementation strategies for sustainable growth and development of the country. Inaugurating the council, President Muhammadu Buhari told the members that his administration will continue to rate security of lives and property as top priority of the next level agenda.
We are firmly committed to secure the territorial integrity of our nation while confronting the remnants of terrorists, bandits, and other criminals across the country. There must be collective and deliberate efforts by all to improve the security of lives and properties across the country. You can definitely make a difference, not just by assisting the security agencies in your respective states, but also by keenly pursuing policies and programs that forestall communal, tribal, religious, and societal conflicts.
The president also tasked the state governors to take very seriously and enforce vigorously the constitutional provisions on free, compulsory, and quality basic education so that the future leaders can be protected from the evil influences that assail idle hands and idle minds.
I therefore think every governor here should make a firm commitment to be personally involved in ensuring that every child of school age actually goes to school throughout the crucial 9 years of basic education. It is indeed a crime for any parent to keep his child out of school for this period. On our own part, the federal government will strive to extend the school feeding program, which will not only encourage school enrollment, but also enhance the health and learning capabilities of pupils.
On healthcare, President Buhari said it is in the collective interest of all Nigerians that every citizen gets at least minimal access to primary, preventive, and emergency care, as well as doing more towards accelerating agricultural revolution as a viable development enterprise.
The federal government in the last 4 years has demonstrated unwavering inclusiveness in dealing with every state, notwithstanding the political leaning of the governor or the predominant party in power at the state level. I want this to be your model at the state level. No matter which party we belong to, let us shun divisive policies and join hands together for the upliftment of our people.
While restating the high expectations on the council to take Nigeria to the next level, despite the monumental challenges, the president is, however, convinced that the members are more than equal to the task.
As Your Excellency directed at the meeting of the 7th of June, the state governors, we are at today's meeting focusing on the crucial issue of national security, and we will be forwarding the outcome of our deliberations to you very shortly.
The National Economic Council had, in the last 4 years, met 38 times and came up with more than 170 resolutions towards addressing issues of national concern. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
And following the call by President Muhammadu Buhari for state governors to place matters of security and education on the front burner, the National Economic Council at its inaugural meeting spent almost the entire session deliberating on the way forward for the country. State House correspondent Jide Onifade has details of that aspect of the meeting.
National Security Advisor to the President, Babagana Mungunun, briefed the Council on several issues bordering on security. These include the issue of Boko Haram, banditry, and pipeline vandalism. Underlining the observation of the President, Mungunun stresses the need for state governors to work more on banishing poverty among the people and reducing the rate of crime among the youth. One way to nip this in the bud, he says, is through free and compulsory education for every child by states.
Government will have to proscribe this Al-Majri phenomenon because we cannot continue to have urchins, streets, children roaming around only for them in a couple of years or decades to become a problem to society. We are not saying that they're going to be contained in a manner that, I'm sure you think maybe we might want to do something that is harmful to them. No, what we want to do is to work with the state governments to enforce the policy of education for every child. It is every child's right, his entitlement, for as long as he's a Nigerian.
The Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, who also briefed the council, says the police is winning with its new strategy for combating crime and criminality.
We're able to put some cameras at strategic places and FCT with a view to reviving this Safer City initiative. And we've written to state governors also asking the state governors to key into that strategy so that major cities within the states can also have CCTV coverage.
Anambra State, if you will, is pioneering some activity in the CCTV area.
Here is the governor of Adamawa State, Hamadu Umaru Fintiri, with the country's financial status.
The balance in the stabilization fund account stood at 17 billion 667,778,861.99. Council ad hoc committee to reconcile the excess crude account, NNPC remittance and related issues was also reconstituted.
The council members who briefed the press includes Governor Rotimi Akeredolu of Ondo State and Willie Obiano of Anambra State. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, who presided over the meeting, welcomed 12 new members into the fold. In the State House, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
You're watching Nationwide on the NTA. We take a short break now. More news when we return.
Enjoy the best of African football as NTA, Africa's largest television network and hotspots, Nigeria's foremost sports production and marketing company, bring you all 52 matches of the Africa Cup of Nations, Egypt 2019 live from June 21 to July 19, 2019. Yes, all 52 games will hit your screens in crystal clear digital quality. It's your guarantee of a memorable viewing experience and a wonderful cost-effective opportunity for corporate Nigeria to reach tens of millions of Nigerians. For sponsorship and commercial support, contact Abubakar on 0803-331-0175 and Felix on 0803-308-2375. Hot Sports, masters of the game. NTA, you can't beat the reach.
The Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria is here to help you succeed. SMEDAN gives you entrepreneurship training that will make your business grow big. It can create access to finance. SMEDAN can help you prepare a good feasibility study and link you up with the finance institutions that will fund your business. It can also create access to market through local and international trade fairs, opportunity fairs, and exhibitions. SMEDAN also organizes programs to identify innovative entrepreneurs and promote their business ideas. Contact us at Plot 35, Port Harcourt Crescent, Area 11, Garki, Abuja, or visit our website www.smedan.gov.ng.
The Nigerian national flag is a sacred national symbol. It is a mark of patriotism and a show of love for our nation to fly the national flag correctly, in the right colors, right dimension, and in the right sizes for each occasion. In recent times, it has been noticed that government offices, corporate organizations, banks, embassies, and other notable institutions fly faded, shredded, and haggard-looking versions of the national flag. This is wrong and must stop. It has also been noticed that some citizens prefer to popularize the national flag of other nations. Fellow countrymen and women, let us be patriotic. Come, let us show love for our motherland. Fly the correct versions of our national flag in all relevant places. Be patriotic. Be proud ambassadors of our great country.
This message is from the National Orientation Agency.
One football confederation, 24 teams, 6 stadiums, 4 cities, 504 African stars, 1 trophy. The Africa Cup of Nations, Egypt 2019 comes alive from June 21 with the showpiece final on July 19, 2019. Watch the 52 matches of the tournament live on Africa's biggest and largest television network, NTA, in partnership with Hot Sports. Be part of the biggest soccer fiesta in the African continent as the Super Eagles go on a bold mission to clinch the prestigious title for the 4th time, to the excitement of millions of fans across the length and breadth of Nigeria. Nigeria's premier sports production and marketing group, Hot Sports, partners with the biggest, the largest, and the #1 television network in Africa, the NTA, to give Nigerians a memorable viewing experience. Boost fan support for the Super Eagles to glory in Egypt. For inquiries, please contact Abubakar on 0803-331-0175 and Felix on 0803-308-2375. NTA, you can't beat the rich.
Glad you stay with us. President Muhammadu Buhari has restated Nigeria's unwavering commitment towards supporting genuine efforts at re-establishing political stability in the neighboring Benin Republic. This was when he granted audience to the Beninois leader, President Patrice Talon. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports.
Nigeria and the Republic of Benin share a lot in common, including historical, cultural, and economic relations that predate colonialism. Although reasons for President Patrice Talon's visit were not made public, NTA News learned that it might not be unconnected with his desire towards enhancing this age-long relationship. During his meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari, which lasted about 2 hours behind closed doors, areas of mutual interest between the two countries were discussed. The Nigerian leader emphasized the imperative of good neighborliness while pledging Nigeria's support towards ensuring that the West African neighbor remains politically stable for sustainable socio-economic development. President Talon, who came to power in April 2016, used the opportunity to congratulate President Muhammadu Buhari on his re-election and successful inauguration. The president's return to power, he emphasized, will not only benefit Nigeria more positively, but also the West African sub-region, as well as the entire continent. He briefed the Nigerian leader on the current political situation in his country and solicited for support. The Beninois leader has since left for his country. In a related development, President Muhammadu Buhari has received a high-powered Sudanese government delegation led by the head of the Security and Defense Committee, Lieutenant General Jamal Eddin Umar Ibrahim. The delegation briefed the president behind closed doors on the political situation in Sudan, the northeastern African nation. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
NEMA receives another batch of returnees from Libya. Jennifer is standing by in Lagos for details of this report and others. Hello, Jennifer.
And welcome to the Center of Excellence. System has evolved between Nigeria Customs Service and the Republic of Benin Customs Service to promote trade relations at Seme border. This follows the launch of the two countries' customs connectivity at EU-ECOWAS Joint Border Command, Seme. Mohammed Abdulkadir reports that the Controller General of Customs of both countries performed the official launch.
Activity ushers in a new dawn in anti-smuggling fight for enhanced trade promotion between the two countries. The colonial experiences of Nigeria being an English-speaking nation and the Republic of Benin, a francophone country, cannot be a barrier to the working of the initiative. After all, smuggling and other vices sabotaging trade facilitation know neither border nor nationality. Realizing the need to forge common fronts to fight common challenges, the customs connectivity is the
Well, we apologize. We are having some technical issues with our signals from Lagos Network Center. Please bear with us. Moving on now, the Nigerian economy now looks promising, and investors across the globe are seeing the country as a fertile land for investment. So, None wants to be left out. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, while receiving a delegation of French business community, assured investors of a better deal from government, its agencies and the good people of Nigeria. State House correspondent Gideon Ifadi has details of that report.
Considered as the largest economy on the African continent and one of the fast emerging economies of the world, Nigeria holds the ace in terms of investors' destination. And the reason for this is not far-fetched. One of those is the enabling business environment.
Tremendous dynamism of the people, of the Nigerian economy. The Vice President, His Excellency, talked about the recession, which is over. Now Nigeria is back to growth.
The country is gradually climbing the ladder in the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business global ranking. The country is equally opening its doors to more local and foreign investors.
For my company is to better understand all about the market, not only the consumers, but the regulation, the right people to know, to facilitate the local settlements of a potential facility, and to put a highlight on the contribution, what is possible for France to do in the dairy sector and to contribute to the development of this sector locally in Nigeria.
This delegation, made up of members of Franco-Nigerian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, is being led to the presidential villa by Nigeria's ambassador to France, Modupe Irele, who says the mission is to strengthen the economic relationship between Nigeria and France and to make them understand the processes for setting up business in Nigeria.
Nigeria's initiative of ease of doing business is part of understanding the agencies that are involved, the processes that are involved, and the opportunities, and also to a large extent the responsibilities. It's a two-way relationship. France, Nigeria, Nigeria, France. And this cannot be done with one party very far away. So we've brought them here to see the lay of the land themselves, to meet the key players, and also to get to know Nigerians, business people themselves.
So much for this, and the number is still counting. In the State House, Jude Onifade, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Nigeria continues to partner investors from around the world in its efforts towards industrialization and economic stability. The latest is by the Nigeria Embassy in France, which organized a 3-day Nigeria-France Business and Investment Summit with the theme, Investment Opportunities in Nigeria from Talk to Action, aimed at matchmaking businesses and agencies with investors from France. Muplanda Kok reports.
Has seen the federal government put in place policies and strategies to make the investment climate more favorable. One notable benefit of such friendly policies is the improvement in the ease of doing business ranking of the World Bank, which saw the Nigerian economy advance 25 places, coupled with a better tax regime. This has made more countries to now show interest in investing in Nigeria, and this forum alone is hosting 27 companies from France who have shown interest in different sectors of the economy.
Please move from the European comfort zone of viewing Nigeria as an unsafe country to seeing it as a country that has a booming economy.
Strategic plans such as the Nigeria Industrial Revolution Plan, NIRP, provide integrated roadmaps towards attracting investment in all sectors of the economy.
The forum is coming after the first meeting of France-Nigeria Investment Club held in France, January this year. Organizers hope it will increase trade and commercial activities between the two countries. In Abuja, Muplang Dakok, NTA News.
Infrastructural development is a key component of knowledge and capacity building. This is why the present administration is poised to complete abandoned projects and develop new ones that meet international standard in its administrative institutes and institutions of higher learning. This was evident as a 250-block of hostel and other projects have been inaugurated at the Public Service Institute of Nigeria. Adibola Brookslyn Sunday was there.
The incapacity of public and civil servants is the main mandate of the institute. Despite this great role, it lacks the needed infrastructure as most of the initiated projects were abandoned. In order to make PSIN stand shoulder to shoulder with other world-class training institutes, government decided to complete the abandoned projects and even add more to the facilities. And these 250 blocks of hostel is one of the additional projects.
This structure is an evidence of what civil servants can do and are capable of doing when they are committed to the vision of Mr. President for transparency and accountability in public funding and expenditure. So this is a building that was appropriated for 100%.
After inspecting the Muhammadu Buhari and Yemi Oshibajo auditoriums, Mrs. Oyoita and the administrator, Abdul Ganiu Obatoyibo, also visited the PSIN clinic.
They are very nice. They've been taking good care of me.
The administrator told newsmen that plans have been put in place for maintenance.
Apart from developing the content, reviewing the curriculum, the courses, in tandem with the strategic plan, that we have done. Now government is supporting us to ensure that the infrastructure is also there.
Other projects inaugurated include Civil Servants Guest House and Information Communication Technology Center. Adebola, Brooklyn Sunday, NTA News.
Nigerian Army rescues NYSC corps member from Boko Haram insurgents. Abubakar is standing by in Maiduguri with details and other stories.
Good afternoon, Ronke, and thank you for joining us in Maiduguri. Borno State government moves to solve acute water shortages in Maiduguri, the state capital, by ensuring the right manpower and resources are provided to get the treatment plant working at maximum capacity, in addition to rehabilitation of boreholes. Governor Babagana Umara Zulum gave directives for immediate action on provision of water while inspecting public boreholes and water points within the Metropolitan Council and Jerry. Mohammed Goni reports.
The government was the Alhamdulillah water pumping station, which had been on the drawing board since 1999 until it was taken over by RCRC last 2 years and completed within 1 year. ICRC official David Lacey conducted the governor around the 9 million litre capacity water facility, which when fully operational will serve 100,000 households. Governor Babagana Umara expressed appreciation to the ICRC for the project and assured the organization of continued partnership in the quest to improve the lives of the citizenry across the state, especially the IDPs. The governor then directed the Ministry of Water Resources to connect the remaining 7,000 households and approve fund for the work to commence immediately. In all the facilities inspected, the governor directed complete overhaul in some, as well as provision of new generator and solar facilities to ensure a sustained water supply to the public. The governor then warned those operating public boreholes and water facilities not to sell the commodity, but allow people access water free of charge, adding that anyone found wanting will incur the wrath of the law. In Maiduguri, Mahmoud Goni, NTA News.
The need to strengthen collaboration towards bridging gaps in conditions of internally displaced persons taking refuge at camps within the Northeast has been identified as an effective mechanism for managing the prevailing humanitarian situation in the region. This came up during a reflection by Humanitarian Coordination Forum of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, held in Maiduguri, the Borno State capital. Here is the report. The Humanitarian Coordination Forum, which had in attendance representative of the Director General of NEMA, Mustafa Yunus Amehaja, United Nations Coordinator of Humanitarian Affairs in Nigeria, Edward Kalon, as well as other critical stakeholders, is designed for sector working groups operating in Borno to give an update on their activities so far towards charting the way forward on issues concerning internally displaced persons. In their presentations, representatives of various sector groups identified some fundamental aspects such as health, nutrition, food security, protection, and early recovery, among others, as issues causing major setbacks in their areas of operation.
Government, the UN, the United Nations, the NGOs, the donors, all of us, we are working together to bridge these gaps.
We don't have a better understanding of the gaps.
We also need to to provide services based on international best practices.
We need to redouble our efforts. We need to commit more resources. We need to commit more personnel to go and man the camp very well, and we need to improve on our service delivery too.
The Humanitarian Coordination Forum also featured review of resolutions of last meeting at the instance of NEMA, as well as in-depth analysis of presentations made by different sector groups. In Maiduguri, Abubakar Mohammed Musa, NTA News. General Officer Commanding 7th Division, Nigerian Army, Brigadier General Abdul Malik Bulamabiu, has handed over to the Borno State government a 7-corps member with the NYSC, Halima Umar, who was recently rescued by the military after her abduction by Boko Haram 6 months ago. The corps member was received by the Borno State Deputy Governor Umar Usman Kadafur. Mohammed Ibrahim completes the report.
Halima Umar, who is an NYSC member serving in Borno State Ministry of Finance, was abducted by Boko Haram on the way to her hometown Goza local government in January this year. Brigadier General Abdul Malik Bulama said Halima Umar was rescued by the Nigerian Army in collaboration with critical stakeholders in the fight against insurgency, stressing that no ransom was paid in the course of securing her release. Receiving the corps member on behalf of Borno State government, the State Deputy Governor Umar Usman Kadafur commended the Nigerian Army for securing the release of Halima Umar and appealed to them to put more effort to ensure that all those abducted are rescued. The Deputy Governor said Borno State government will assist her to be reunited with her family members and continue with her NYC program as soon as possible, and appealed to the general public to cooperate with security personnel to help bring to an end the menace of insurgency in the state. Halima Umar expressed happiness for her rescue and thanked all those who were involved in securing her freedom. In Maiduguri, Muhammad Ibrahim, NTA News.
And that's the contribution from Maiduguri. Let's now rejoin Ronke in Abuja for more reports on Nationwide. Enjoy the rest of the day.
In Maiduguri, we thank you. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved financial support for the voluntary repatriation of 4,000 Nigerian refugees who sought refuge in Cameroon during the Boko Haram crisis. This was the message of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, to the event marking the 2019 World Refugees Day in Abuja. Olabo Diarewa has more.
16-year-old Emmanuel Cho and his 13-year-old brother Kelsey left their sick mother behind in Cameroon to seek refuge in Nigeria. They are among many other refugees who fled from conflict in their home countries. The National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons has registered over 35,000 Cameroonian refugees, with 2.1 million internally displaced persons in Nigeria.
The government of Nigeria is giving them all the support that they desire in areas of food, non-food items, in areas of health, in areas of shelter, in areas of livelihood support.
The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Mr. Boss Mustafa, represented at the event, says the federal government is collaborating with the ECOWAS Commission to help IDPs reintegrate with their former livelihoods and bring back Nigerian refugees in other countries.
The federal government of Nigeria has been and will continue to be in the vanguard for the protection of refugees and other people of concern globally.
The World Refugee Day was also marked with a visit to an internally displaced persons camp here in Abuja. The theme for this year's commemoration, which is Step with Refugees, aligns with the African Union's vision in Abuja or Labodarewa. NTA News.
Meanwhile, refugees in Nigeria have been assured of continued support by the federal government to ease challenges they encounter. This was emphasized during the presentation of relief items to refugees in Abuja by the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, ECOWAS, and the United Nations High Commission for Refugees as part of the final lap to mark this year's World Refugee Day. Ruth Aguele tells us more.
I miss the way I used to live, how I was before, how my life was stable.
You leave your country and come to a place where you don't know, you have to struggle to survive, all that. So it's not really easy.
One can only imagine the plight of these faces who have sought refuge in Nigeria, most of them from Cameroon, Chad, Democratic Republic of Congo, and Sierra Leone. Some dropped out from school as a result of their present condition. For Constance Agenebit, who is a master's student of the Catholic University of Bamenda in Cameroon, she believes her dream of completing her program is still a reality.
Of course, if I have the opportunity, I'll go back to school because I was almost graduating, and this crisis just came, so we ran.
This gesture is targeted at giving a sense of hope to these refugees. The National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, in collaboration with ECOWAS and the United Nations High Commission for Refugee, is bringing succor to them as a final lap to mark the World Refugee Day, with its theme, Taking a Step.
And we are here today to demonstrate to the refugees that we are working in solidarity to support them in their quest to be self-reliant here in Nigeria.
We have been very, very consistent in collaboration with other agencies. So as far as the issue of refugees is concerned, Nigeria is always ready at any given time to assist.
The refugees express gratitude to the donors for what they describe as immeasurable hospitality they have found in Nigeria. Key players attribute prevention and intervention as key components in conflict resolution within the African region to reduce the number of refugees in Africa. In Abuja, Ruth Aguela, NTA News.
And now to security matters. 3 teachers suspected to be involved in examination malpractice are in the custody of the police for investigation. Force Public Relations Officer Frank Mba said the arrest was carried out at different schools by the Cybercrime Unit of the force with the assistance of West African Examination Council WAEC. Francis Form reports.
Society generally believed teachers are the custodians of good moral values. But these suspects have made themselves otherwise. They were caught with pictures of examination questions whose answers were already solved in their cell phones.
She opened my own phone and saw exam of yesterday. That was physics. Then she was asking me why all these things.
What did they tell you were in your gallery?
They said the question accounting is in my gallery.
WAEC is able to know that this is the center and this is the particular candidate whose question paper was utilized in perpetrating that malpractice.
For quite so long, examination bodies struggled to eliminate exam malpractices, which they believe undermine the integrity of the certificate.
The Nigerian police force has evolved new mechanisms for monitoring students as well as invigilators and supervisors, not just during WAEC examinations, but also during NECO and JAMB examinations.
Frank Mba said the suspects will be charged to court at the end of investigation. In Abuja, Francis Form, NTA News.
Also, the Federal Capital Territory Police Command says it is not leaving any stone unturned in the fight against kidnappers and bandits in Abuja and its environs. Commissioner of Police FCT Balachiroma said this during a town hall meeting with stakeholders as well as revamping Operation Puff Ada in Abaji Area Council of the FCT. Tessie Omeri reports.
Abaji is one of the area councils of the FCT bordering 3 states, Kogi, Niger and Nasarawa. Due to the location of the area, the residents are exposed to activities of kidnappers who find abode in the suburbs. The visit by the Commissioner of Police is to change the story by re-strategizing to make Abaji unfavorable for criminals. He says the Operation Puff Ada is further strengthened for optimal performance, calling on residents and other stakeholders to partner with the police in the area of information sharing.
The global trend in policing is community policing. Therefore, we chose to also involve members of the community in our planned course of action.
On arrival, the commissioner paid a royal homage on honor of Abaji. A similar visit was paid to the Abaji Area Council chairman.
At the tail end of the boundaries of Nasarawa State, there are isolated areas that don't have securities. Niger State the same thing. As such, the criminals have turned the place to be a safe haven.
Chairman of the Police Community Response Committee, PCRC of Abaji, who was a victim of kidnapping, shared his experience, saying such activities are masterminded by the locals. Residents are optimistic that the visit will bring to an end cases of banditry and kidnapping in the area. Tessie Omeri, NTA News.
Let's now go to Ogun State, where National Youth Service Corps members serving across the country have been challenged to contribute their quota positively to the growth and development of their host communities and Nigeria at large. The state governor, Dapo Abiodun, gave the charge in his message to the swearing-in of the 2019 Batch B Stream 1 Corps members at the NYSC orientation camp, Shagamu, Ogun State. Hakim Jimo's report is here presented.
They filed early morning showers to participate in the opening ceremony of the 3 weeks orientation exercise, an indication of their readiness to serve the country diligently for the next 1 year, come rain, come shine. The Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun, who was represented by the deputy, encouraged the newly sworn-in corps members to be good ambassadors of Nigeria and urged them to strictly adhere to camp rules and regulations.
We are committed to providing enabling environment for our people, especially our youth, to nurture their potential. Our administration will continue to give its support for the development of the NYSC scheme in our state.
For the Ogun State coordinator, Belinda Faniyi, NYSC has become a reference point in skills acquisition, cross-cultural reorientation, and youth development since its inception. A total of 2,438 corps members, comprising of 1,188 males and 1,250 females, are to serve in Ogun State for the next 1 year.
Kemi is standing by in Ibadan studio with more reports. Hello, Kemi, it's over to you now.
Welcome to Ibadan. Oyo State Police Command has arrested the alleged killers of a 25-year-old housewife who was killed on 31st of May 2019 in Igbora. Commissioner of Police Shino Olukolu said the command was able to arrest the syndicate based on credible and diligent investigation. Details with Adibola Ogunlano.
Bosede Oguntade, a 25-year-old from Kwara State, married, was said to have met her assailant via Facebook. The 24-year-old Ogunlade Dotun, popularly known as Wuli Arule Jesu, who claimed to be a man of God of a Cherubim and a Seraphim church at Ogboja area of Igbora, Ibarapa Central for your state. He met the said Bosede on a social media platform after a year of being friends. He lured her from Ilorin, Kwara State to Igbora, assuring her of a solution to her socio-economic and marital challenges.
Brother Ilabe caught the hand by himself and small flesh.
Oyo State Commissioner of Police Shino Olukolu led the team of policemen to the scene where the victim was buried in Igbora.
To reiterate the need for individuals to be wary of the people they trust, mostly total strangers who pretend to be spiritual healers, particularly on the social media.
Further investigation by the police revealed that the severed parts were allegedly crushed into powder for the rituals. Investigation is still ongoing. From Igbora, Adibola Ogunlano, NTA News.
And to health matters, for Nigeria to achieve its set objective in the education sector, stakeholders need to focus on creating conducive learning environment in schools across the country. This formed part of discussions at a conference on school health and well-being in Ibadan. Lukman Hassan has the details.
The Center for Child and Adolescent Mental Health, CCAM, identifies its conducive environment in school to include serene environment, good food, provision of teaching and learning materials, as well as teachers. CCAM noted that an hungry child cannot learn anything while in class, which could also affect the mental health and well-being of students to achieve qualitative education in the country.
prevention of illness, treatment of disorders, and rehabilitation when people are sick.
Teachers need training regarding the school health program.
We can support them in a one-on-one approach where the teacher will spend extra time to help them to understand things that has been taught in class.
While noting the need for government to create more policy in improving the nation's education sector, it was agreed that the National School Health Program, which came into being in 2006, be made available to schools. It is the belief of panelists that revival of the national health programs in schools across the country will ensure qualitative education in Nigeria. In Ibadan, Lukman Hassan, NTA.
Over 2,000 youths took oath of national service at the swearing-in ceremony for the 2019 Batch B Stream 1 core members in Oyo State. Larry Bilei reports that Governor Seyi Makinde told the core members to maintain decorum with the aim of contributing to the development of their host communities.
Over 2,000 Batch B Stream 1 core members deployed to Oyo State took their oath at the NYC orientation camp in Iseyin. Oyo State Governor, represented by his deputy, Rauf Olaniyan, enjoined core members to be patriotic and selfless.
I invite you to participate in the heading leadership with American bodies during and after the orientation exercise. Remember, the task of nation building is a collective effort.
Oyo State NYC coordinator congratulated the newly sworn-in core members for the successful completion of their various academic pursuits, which qualifies them for their national assignment.
You are expected to interact amicably among yourselves, irrespective of your cultural differences. I therefore urge you to integrate, learn, and embrace each other's culture, especially the culture of your host community.
2,390 core members were deployed to Oyo State. 1,130 were male and 1,260 females, and are ready to serve their fatherland. From NYC Saying Camp, Larry Bilei, NTA News.
And that's it from Ibadan. Ronke, back to you.
Thank you, Kemi. A report just reaching us says President Muhammadu Buhari has assented to a bill that will provide mutual assistance in Criminal Matters Act 2019. The purpose of the act, as explained by the Senior Special Assistant to the President of National Assembly Matters Senate, Senator Ita Enang, is to ensure other countries which Nigeria has relationship with and which, as a third party, will assist Nigeria in giving information and assistance in prosecution of criminal matters occurring within the country or by Nigerians outside the nation's territory. Senator Enang speaks more on this.
Subject of crime, or there are crime committed outside Nigeria or within Nigeria and the person leaves Nigeria, the provisions of the Act authorizes the Attorney General of the Federation, which is the designated authority in Nigeria, to pursue and use every means to prosecute the offense within and outside Nigeria. This Act also this Act does not apply to offenses which are termed to be offenses of a political nature, and it doesn't apply to offenses which relates to military, the military profession, or offenses which are not regarded as offenses in the laws of Nigeria, but which may be offense in the laws of other countries.
Ita Enang also comments on outstanding bills passed by the 8th National Assembly yet to be assented to by the President.
Bills passed by the 8th Assembly up to the time they were still in session on the 6th of June 2019 will still be forwarded to and assented to by Mr. President as the clerk to the National Assembly transmits them. Only that bills which Mr. President withholds assent, or bills which Mr. President considers that it is inappropriate to assent and takes a decision other than assent, will not be communicated to the 9th Assembly, because it is not that assembly that passed it, having standing dissolved. It could only be made available through other diplomatic channels, but no more communication to the assembly except those assented to.
As I say to the President on National Assembly Matters, Senate, it's INI speaking there. You're still watching Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. Sports after this short break. Stay with us.
College Jos announces admissions into 2-year diploma programs in film and television production, television engineering, and broadcast journalism. The sale of forms will commence on the 13th of May and run through 30th July 2019. Admission forms can be obtained from all marketing offices, NTA state capital stations, zonal centers, or at the office of the academic secretary, NTA Television College, Rayfield, Jos.
On payment of a non-refundable fee of 7,500 naira in bank draft in favor of NTA TV College. Applicants can also obtain the forms through the NTA TV College portal at www.ntatvc.edu.nj.
Applicants are required to possess 5 credits in GCE or SSCE in relevant areas of study in not more than 2 sittings, including English and mathematics. All properly completed forms attached with photocopies of credentials must be submitted on or before 30th July 2019. For further inquiries, please visit our website at ntatvc.com or call 0803-3144-383.
NTA TV College, training you to be the best you want to be.
Registrar, Announcer.
They are there at the crack of dawn. They are there busy preparing while we rise for our day. They are there silently, guarding, waiting, listening, and watching. They are there ready in the sky above and the waters below, in the blistering heat of the day, in the dead of night, willing, indefatigable, determined in the defense of the sovereignty of our country. They are our first line of defense and our last. They who have paid the ultimate price in defending us. They are fathers and uncles. They are mothers and sisters and girlfriends and boyfriends. They are brothers and cousins and best friends and neighbors. They are classmates, colleagues, and citizens of this nation. They are our defenders and deserve our respect, our prayers, our thoughts. Nigeria, please support our armed forces.
One Football Confederation, 24 teams, 6 stadiums, 4 cities, 504 African stars, 1 trophy. The Africa Cup of Nations Egypt 2019 comes alive from June 21 with the showpiece final on July 19, 2019. Watch the 52 matches of the tournament live on Africa's biggest and largest television network, NTA, in partnership with Hot Sports. Be part of the biggest soccer fiesta in the African continent as the Super Eagles go on a bold mission to clinch the prestigious title for the 4th time, to the excitement of millions of fans across the length and breadth of Nigeria. For inquiries, please contact Abubakar on 0803-331-0175 and Felix on 0803-308-2375. NTA, you can't beat the rich.
The 2019 AFCON kicks off in few hours with Nigeria's Afrobeat singer Femi Kuti as one of the artists to perform at the opening ceremony. Oche Ngbede captures the expectation of football fans ahead of the opening ceremony.
The North African nation